at 12 minutes after the hour. Another big story is the president-elect and the things that he's already talking about doing when he takes over. One, if you guys don't seal up your border in the north and seal up your border in the south, Mexico and Canada, 25% tariffs. And China, if you don't clean up the fentanyl situation, 10% on anything coming into our country. So right away, there was a call from Trudeau, and then there was a visit. And he went down, he goes, let's just work this out. At which time, I think they were very blunt to each other. Yeah. And it looks as though in a standoff, he said, you got to fix your border. We got tens of thousands coming in. It's a lot less of a problem than the north, than the south. But there's a huge problem because you're not putting any assets there. The other issues is the drugs that come through, start to the governor of New Hampshire. But then when they started talking, he said, you can't put 25% tariffs on us. It will destroy my country, he said.
Right. And Fox News has spoken to two people who were at that table with Trudeau and the president. And the president was very direct about what he wants. He said Canada is letting in drugs and people from 70 different countries. And then here's a quote that you'll find at foxnews.com. The president-elect told the prime minister, if Canada cannot fix the border issues and trade deficit, he will levy a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods on day one when he returns to office. And Trudeau, there was a little laughter there. Then Trudeau told him he can't levy the tariff because it would kill the Canadian economy completely. And Trump replied, asking, so your country can't survive unless it's ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 billion. And then Trump suggested to Trudeau that Canada become the 51st state, which caused the prime minister and others to laugh nervously. Also, reportedly, one person at the table said, well, Mr. President, that would be a very liberal state if Canada became a state. And then Trump said something like, well, there could be a liberal state and a conservative state. But nonetheless, he made it very clear. This is what he wants to happen. And, you know, as we reported yesterday, stuff is happening. They're adding more resources to our northern border.
So this totally happened. I mean, just
absolutely.
Listening to this exchange, the president-elect totally told them this. If you cannot get your affairs in order, if you cannot guarantee, do your part, this is part of your border as well. If you can't guarantee the safety of our people and your people, then we're going to put a tariff on you. Yeah. And I don't care if it tanks your economy. Do the right thing, or this is what I'm going to do.
I love just the show of strength already that we're seeing across the globe. You have Donald Trump saying, tariff on you, Mexico. The Mexico president immediately does something about it, puts something on social media, not going to let him get to the border. Then Justin Trudeau flies down to Mar-a-Lago unexpectedly. They have dinner, they're laughing, and then Donald Trump says, well, you want to fix it? Fix your border, or I'm slapping tariffs. What? That's going to ruin our economy. That's going to kill Canada. Well, then become the 51st state. I'll make you the governor. Right. Then you have the president now telling Israel or telling Hamas, release those hostages. If not, this is what's going to happen on January 20th.
Hell to pay.
Right. Yeah, I just wonder, number one, they got to put assets immediately on the border. They're going to start fixing it. But how does that fit into with the USMCA? Because I thought the USMCA, are they violating it? That's what I'm not clear on. Or does the USMCA need to be revisited? Because that's supposed to affect NAFTA. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I thought the Chinese were getting around it by saying, oh, Mexico gets a break? I have an idea. Mm-hmm. We're going to buy a Mexican company, and we're going to build our cars and our stuff in Mexico, get that American discount. So there needs to be some criteria put there.
I think, as we described it last week, I think the suggestion that there's going to be these gigantic tariffs, which would screw up everybody's economy, are a negotiating ploy. And so ultimately, there probably will be a new deal between the big three countries in the northern Western Hemisphere.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.